Good morning, everyone. Hope it's a good morning. It's a crazy morning for me. Not even gonna get into it. But anyways, I'll make the best of it no matter what. I wanted to make a quick little video telling you guys why I decided to choose Family First Life. Don't know what Family First Life is? Look it up. Family First Life Insurance Company. I've decided to get licensed here in Florida to sell life insurance, and passed my state exam, applied for my license, doing my fingerprints, all that. And I've been really struggling with what company I'm gonna go with. So many good ones out there. Let me just say that. So many good ones out there. It's so hard to choose. It's just a lot of pros and cons to take into consideration when you're picking life insurance company. I'm an old school guy, y'all. I'm very loyal. I don't like to hop around, So when I make a decision to lock arms with somebody, with a company, with an opportunity, I'm pretty locked in. Not a couple months, give it a try, and then move on to something else kind of person. When I'm with you, I'm with you. I'm sticking with you. So I know myself, I know how I am, and that's why I'm really particular about making these decisions, because I know it's a long-term decision for me. I'm thinking for the long haul. And there was a lot of good companies out there. WFG, PHP were top contenders. Primerica's another really good one. Henderson Agency. There's so many. I could just go on naming them. But those were some of the top picks I was looking at, and I decided to go with Family First Life. The name stood out to me the most. Family First. That's something that I have genuinely, wholeheartedly lived by. Family first, always. So that's the name itself is something I understand and can really get on board with. God first, obviously, and then family, and then your career. It's always been that way. So after God, family first is something I've always lived by. Really like the name, but their pay structure, Family First, the way they do things is completely different. For anybody that's just getting their license coming in, doesn't want to be put in a position to where they're having to go out and talk to their friends and family to come to a meeting or to buy insurance from them, I highly recommend you take a look at Family First Life. They do things differently. They provide real leads. They have a great lead service with mail-ins and other forms of leads that they're also getting. Facebook, one of them, but they got a lot of a good pre-qualified leads, and their training is ridiculous as far as helping you with initial cost of getting started. They go above and beyond. The culture in the local office was something that was important to me. If I'm gonna be going to this office and being trained and having colleagues there that I'm gonna have to be working with, and I want it to be a good energy, a good fit, right? And the local office here in Lake Mary, Florida, where I live, it's nothing but amazing, top-notch people. So I'm super excited to be working with them and getting to know them better. I decided to go with them, and I just wanted to make this video to share with you guys. The rest of my 2019 is looking really, really good with this opportunity. I love cars. I'm always love cars. I've been a mechanic my whole life. I'll never really quit working on cars, but I had to come to a place where I had to stop. Some health situations, injuries, the doctor was telling me like it or not, you need to start thinking about another career. Um, go ahead and let y'all know I had a bad motorcycle accident, and I damaged my wrist pretty bad. I'll show you this video. So you see this bone over here compared to this bone bulging out. So I have full range of motion with this hand and never really regained it with this one. So kind of like it or not, that injury was never properly fixed the first time I had it, and then I re-injured it again, and I was like, okay, I went back and they did whatever they did to it again, realigned it or whatever, popped it back in, and I was in pain, and I was wearing a splint for a while again and not able to use that hand to work. Recovered from that again, started feeling really good again, thinking, oh man, this is awesome, feel great, and then re-injured it again. So it's been 3 times, long story short, I've re-injured that. Unfortunately, I keep re-injuring that every time, and it's always in the worst time when I really can't afford to be injured, financially speaking, that I'll get injured and then have no choice, can't work until it gets better again. And the recovery on it is usually like 2 to 3 months every time I hurt it again, where I start feeling good with it again. So that's just gonna keep happening. The older I get, the worse it's gonna get, and I really need to back off of it and find a different line of work that doesn't require so much hand physical activity with that hand that's been injured and re-injured several times. And then the other thing that was the straw that broke the camel's back was that, I would fight with the hand and make it work and just get by. But the other thing was I recently got a hernia, and not the type of hernia you get in your testicles down there, but can't pronounce it, yo. It's like Eugenio. It's a hernia by your belt line, the lower stomach lining, like where your belt goes on your waistline, on my right side. The lower intestine pretty much popped out of the stomach lining. Like, it's a hole in the stomach lining, and it pops out, and it hurts. It hurts real bad. And I thought I was having some other kind of issue. Went in and got checked out, and thank God I had a good doctor. She was able to spot the problem and let me know what's going on. So they have surgeries for that. They put like a piece of mesh in, and that keeps it from popping out, right? But I've seen a lot of people complaining about that surgery, and there's class action lawsuits and everything, all kind of ads and commercials. Did you have this surgery done? You qualify for compensation and blah blah. So I'm not really feeling that too much. I'm more approaching the natural, more of a natural cure. I'm still doing research, looking into it. I feel pretty good until I lift heavy stuff. When I bend down to pick something heavy up, I feel it. And then I'll have to go lay down and on my back and kind of try to rub that back into place to keep it from popping out. Crazy, huh? So eventually I might give and go have that surgery done. And if I do, I'm not going to be able to work recovering from the surgery in that line of work as a mechanic anyways. And even if I did have the surgery, it wouldn't be smart to keep lifting heavy. You're going to end up damaging your screen mesh, putting pressure. So it's just one of these things, man. Like, I had a good run in my 20s and most of my 30s. I'm still in my late 30s here. And preparing myself to go into my 40s, 50s and beyond, I don't really want to be a mechanic anymore. And like I said, cars is something I love. I'm always love, but I want to work on cars for myself. As selfish as that sounds, I've made a good living working on everybody else's cars my whole life, and you can get injured. This is like a hard industry physically on your body, being a mechanic. And when I was younger, it was just like whatever, pick up transmissions by myself, no big deal. As you start getting older, 38 and on, I started feeling it. Like, okay, all right, I'm not 28 anymore. But that extra decade makes a difference. And it's not like I'm an old man. I'm still strong, still in good shape. I feel great. I really do. It's just when I go to bend down to try to pick stuff up and things of that nature. And I just told myself, you know what? It's time. I want to find, like when I had my motorcycle accident, y'all, I really couldn't work as a mechanic for a while. Like there was a couple months that I was just down and out. And I told myself, I want to find a career that even if I end up in a wheelchair again or whatever I go through again physically, as far as injuries or illnesses or being sick, God forbid, but just to be safe, if something like that were to happen to me, I want to have a job that I can do no matter what. No matter what, I can do it from a laptop. I can do it with a cell phone in my hand, sitting in a wheelchair or whatever. I can work no matter what. Something you don't think about when you're younger until you get older and get injured. Been there, done that. So I've been putting some thought into it. And, I don't want to go back to college in my late 30s. And I'm not really, not knocking college. Those of you in college, that's great. Like if you want to be a doctor, lawyer, something like that, I think it's a good thing. I'm all for education. But a lot of these other things people go to college for, I really don't agree with. So yeah, college ain't for me. Let's leave it that way. So I was looking into what other options I have, and it's got to be something I'm passionate, excited about. And to me, there's nothing more exciting or nothing I can be more passionate about than giving people financial peace of mind, to know that no matter what happens to them, they will leave a legacy for their family. Their family will be taken care of. I recently buried two very close friends. My friend Mario was only 18 and passed away. He was a good kid. He used to go to personal development conferences and conventions and things like that. So he's a good kid, good mindset, and just it sucks that we lost him like that. Only 18, so much potential, so much life ahead of him. And who thinks I need to have life insurance on my 18-year-old kid that just graduated high school? Nobody thinks that. I sure don't think that. I got a 17-year-old that's a senior in high school, and to think, it's just like, wow, like I have insurance on him, but it's like only because of what I seen happen to Mario. If that wouldn't have happened, the last thing on my mind would be, let me get life insurance in case something happens to my son. But I watched his mother financially suffer, not just emotionally, because she wasn't prepared for his final expenses. And that sucks. It shouldn't be that way. Like, she should have just been able to mourn. Like, it's already bad enough you lost your 18-year-old son. You should just be able to focus on healing and mourning, without the stress of bills. But she had an 8-year-old daughter that she had to take care of still, his younger sister, and she had to go back to work in 2 weeks. And I don't know about y'all, but if my son died, I would not want to go back to work in 2 weeks. I would need some time off, and I would not want to think about anything financial. I would be too destroyed, just wanting to mourn and try to find healing and from the loss of my son. So these are important things that you put into place in people's lives. Like, I wish somebody would have educated her. I wish somebody would have shared, the opportunity of having her kid protected, having her daughter and her son protected on a policy, But nobody did, and she went through that pain. And then recently, the end of January this year, I lost my good friend Chris. We were friends for a long time, many, many years, almost 2 decades, and only 30 years old and got hit head on by a drunk driver. Another, oh man, it's frustrating. Still kind of hard to talk about. I remember being at his funeral, carrying his casket, lowering it into the ground, and just watching it, and just knowing it was, it's hard to accept when you lose somebody close to you like that. Knowing you're really saying goodbye to that person like that. He was like an angel, like literally like an angel in the human form. Impacted my life in such an amazing way. Like he'll live in me forever. His memory and the impact he had in my life. He's an amazing young man, and he's gone now. And who thinks, oh, I better get some life insurance before I'm 30 because I'm gonna be gone at 30. Nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks that. Everybody thinks usually life insurance stuff in their late 30s, around my age. When they're pushing 40, they're like, maybe I should get some life insurance, That's when that awareness really starts to hit us. But like really, even like most people put it off into their 50s, believe it or not, and that's sad because it gets really expensive then. The best time to get it is in your early 20s. That's when you're gonna get the best rates. And because like what I said, what happened to Mario at 18, I mean, it's never too early. I mean, you should have a policy on even your toddlers, for crying out loud. So, insurance to me is like something very important. I tell people, if you want to see a change in the world, then be the change you want to see in the world. So instead of me getting upset, going around saying, why didn't somebody sell them life insurance? They wouldn't have had to, they'd be able to just sit back and be financially comfortable while they try to heal from the loss of their loved one. And I've seen so many other stories. I mean, I could just be here, make this a 5-hour video talking about story after story. Single mothers that just couldn't afford to stay in the house. They couldn't pay the mortgage off their income because the main income winner, the main breadwinner in the family, unfortunately passed, and they didn't have nothing in place. And now the lifestyle they were used to having before, she can no longer afford to have. And on top of the pain of losing her best friend, her spouse, her lover, now financially she's like living in to a standard that she wasn't used to living in, just trying to make ends meet. So to me, it's like, if I can only sell you one thing, and you told me, Danny, that's it. I'm only gonna let you sell me one thing one time in my whole life. The most important thing I feel I could sell you is life insurance. I used to sell these water machines, the best water you can drink. I mean, alkaline water machines. And I felt really good when I would sell them to people. It was a high ticket item, and I'd sell it to them, and I'd walk away feeling good, knowing they're going to be healthier, they're going to drink better water, they're going to have better quality life, better health, because they're going to be drinking better water than that plastic bottled water crap, right? And I'd walk away feeling good. And it was a high ticket item with a high commission, but I knew the value of what I was giving them far exceeded the commission I was earning. The labor is worthy of his hire. I didn't feel bad about receiving my commission because I knew that long after my commission was spent and gone, they, for years and years to come, would have the value of what I educated them on and helped them purchase, invest in, which was the best alkaline water machine in the business. I don't sell it no more, but feel free to look it up. It's a company called Enagic. They sell Kangen water. I still use it and drink it. I just don't sell it anymore. I have my reasons. Nothing the company did, more something that happened in my personal life. But yeah, so I moved on, and it's just like I've done other things. I've sold Kirby vacuums door to door, $3,300 vacuum. It's a hard sell, knocking on someone's door. And I would go in and show them the value, and take all the bed bugs out of mattresses and deep clean couches and curtains and carpets and you name it. That was one powerful vacuum that revved to 9,000 RPMs with no problem. It was built really well. You get what you pay for with the Kirby, for those of you that are in a position to afford one. But again, I feel like once the value exceeds price no longer matters. So as long as you're really good at exceeding the value, then price just kind of goes away and doesn't matter anymore, because people are so focused on the high value of what you're offering. And I learned that knocking door to door with Kirby, learned the rejection of people slamming doors in your face. Sold a high ticket item, water machine. People don't value water. They can get water at Costco anywhere easy. So I learned these things the hard way, and had fun doing them. In its time during that phase, I was happy doing it. And now I was like, man, I really need to find something else, something long term, something I can grow old with. And for me, it was life insurance. After the passing of my friends, I was like, yeah, that's it. I need to get on board. I want to be the one to talk to people and make sure they don't go through what my friends' family went through, financially speaking. Make sure they have things in order. Make sure they have a mortgage protector for their home, a good retirement plan set up in their portfolio, whether it's mutual fund, whole life, Roths, IRAs, whatever. Make sure they have financial security. A lot of people are relying on a little 401k at their job, right? And I have life insurance through my job, it's pretty good, they'll tell you. And that's great and dandy as long as you work there, people. But are you guaranteed to be working there when you're 50s? Like, if they let you go, 40s, 50s, hell, 60s, even worse, if they let you go and you don't work there anymore, you don't have insurance anymore. That's it. You're insured as long as you work there. And then you leave, and yes, you have your 401k. Sometimes they match you in stocks and other things. It's all good and dandy. But it's too late to go get yourself, a life insurance policy with a decent rate later on in life. You want to make sure you lock that in young, while you're still in good health, and you want to make sure you lock that in on your own, independently, not through an employer. If later on, you already have a policy that you set up in your 20s and your 30s at latest, and now you have a good term life, whole life, whatever, IUL, whatever you feel is best for you. It depends on the person and their needs and their goals. But you get one of these policies, personal policies that you purchased under your belt, and you have that peace of mind. And then your job throws something else on the table and also insures you for X amount as long as you work for them or whatever. Then that's all. That's even just better. That's just a cherry on top, right? But don't rely on your job as your only thing you got going on. And most of these people will say, I think I got something at my job, or I know I do. But if you ask them to explain it to you, well, tell me about it. What do you got? What do you? They don't even know how to tell you what they got. They don't really even fully understand what they got. And that's just sad. That's one of the most important things you want to understand. So I decided I'm going to take up the gauntlet. I'm going to make it my responsibility in life to be the one that goes out there and educates and adds value as far as different financial products. So with Family First Life, you're like an independent broker. So you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And what I like about that is, if I want to, I can build a team, but they're not trying to shove down my throat, build a team, build a team, build a team. They want you to go out, write policies and help families. And they're going to provide leads of people that have already filled out information saying, yes, we want somebody to come talk to us. So, you're helping people that want to be helped, that ask for you to go help them. And can you still talk to your friends and family? Yeah, nobody's stopping you to do that in Family First Life. But they're not forcing you to do that by not providing you another method. And for that reason, I've chosen them. That's one of the reasons. But I know that God wanted me to be in the life insurance industry. He wanted me to be a financial independent broker. And that's just, I know where God wants me to focus this career change. This will be the last career change. I will grow old and die doing this. I will never switch up and do anything else. Like I said, when I make a decision, I'm loyal for the long run. That's why it was such a big deal for me to pick somebody. And, these other companies out here, I really don't care which company in the life insurance industry you get involved with when you join. To me, even if you were with the worst one, you're better off with the worst one than with none of them. Our industry makes more than Hollywood and professional athletes does. If you're looking for financial freedom for you and your family, and then the impact you have in other people's lives, forget about it. Like I said, it's probably the most important thing you could ever sell a person. And I look at it like, there's a lot of other good companies with a lot of good things going for them. Me personally, I felt a tug in my heart. I felt a conviction to make that deal with Family First Life. I have close friends that are in other companies. PHP, People Helping People, is a great company. Nothing bad to say about them. And a very close friend of mine that I have nothing but love and respect for was wanting to share that opportunity with me. But he was a little quick to join in the beginning. I think he was with New York Life or something like that. Turned out to not be a good fit for him, and then he jumped over to PHP. And I've seen a lot of people do that. They come into the industry and they're just like, oh, let me try these guys first, and if not, it doesn't work out, then I'll go with another guy. Me, I probably took a little longer than I should have, but I took my sweet little time and made sure I was picking the right team to start with, because I think your story in the beginning that you're writing of your success story, when I'm going to get to the top, I'm going to do big things with this opportunity, and one day I'm going to be on stage somewhere speaking in front of an audience, telling them why I got started and why I went with this company versus that company. And that's important to me, and I don't want to be able to say in that story, oh, I tried them first, it didn't work out, so I had to switch to this one and that one. Nothing against people that do that, but me, I like to say I put some thought process into this. I knew it was a lifelong decision, and I wanted to make the right one, and I knew I did when I found Family First Life. It feels right. I'm excited, looking forward to it. Got a great mentor, Jared. He's going to be working with me, somebody I really can respect as a leader and look up to. So I know I'll be getting taught right the first time. And plenty of studs like that in Family First Life. He's not the only one, but he's local to me, and I'm blessed to have him. So wanted to share with you guys why I chose Family First Life, why I decided to get into the life insurance industry and be an independent broker. Thank you for watching. I know I'm going to have much success because, again, God has given me so much confirmation that this is the direction He wants me to go in. And for anybody else coming on board, I wish you nothing but the best, regardless what opportunity you join. If you would like more information, I can definitely email you something. Just send me a comment below, and we'll communicate, and I'll try to send you out some information. But Family First Life, after taking a long, hard, good look at all the other companies out there, which are great companies out there, and like I said, it wasn't an easy choice, but I'm very detailed and diligent, and when I look at an opportunity, look all the way from the top leadership down to the guys starting out. And Family First Life, they're just doing it a whole different way than any other company out there does, and are truly worth taking a look at. If you want to find somebody long term, an opportunity where you're actually going to make money and be successful, not just be out there spinning your wheels, getting stuck in a rut, trying to be successful, highly recommend you take a really serious, close look at Family First Life. Excited about my new opportunity. Thank you all for watching. Wish y'all nothing but the best. God bless y'all. Peace.